Hey everyone, welcome to an episode of Coffee with Steve. So wonderful to have you here today. It's getting to be middle of April. That means the season's changing. Even in Wisconsin, it's starting to warm up, which means that we can start to bring out our t-shirts, right? So here's your chance to join the Salty Earth Pictures crew by ordering your official. It's kind of hard to see it that way. Let me hold it up this way. Your official Salty Earth Pictures t-shirt. All right, we have them available on our website in our studio store in small, medium, large, and extra large. So now that the warm weather's here, why don't you come online, order your t-shirt. They're $26 with tax and shipping included. And there's a limited number, so we sure would like you to be wearing our logo this summer so people can say, hey, what's that all about? And you can tell them about how they, through this ministry and on their own, can salt the earth. All right. So saltyearthpictures.org store, and then you'll see a picture of the t-shirt. All proceeds will go to help Salt the Earth Pictures in making our movies. So, speaking of someone that's been salting the earth for a very long time, and we are so happy that he has been, is our dear friend of Salt the Earth Pictures, Ken Williams. I have to tell you a story before Ken joins us. He's been a wonderful actor, stage actor, commercials, movies, television for a long time. Also, an educator. He teaches acting at the high school level. And Ken was performing in a play in Milwaukee a couple of years ago. And one of our board members said, oh my goodness, Steve, you got to go see this play. It's got this actor in it who's fantastic. And I'm like, oh, yeah, really? What was the name of the play? Oh, yeah, really? What was the name of the actor? His name was Ken. Ken. And I go, Ken's been in all of our movies to date, and he's scheduled to be in our next one. Oh, Ken is such a good actor that our board member didn't even know it was him on stage. And we are just excited to have Ken in the family. And I mean, literally in the family. He's in the Salty Earth Pictures family, but he's also married to my wife's sister. So he's my brother-in-law. So it's great to have him connected that way as well. So here, joining us on Coffee with Steve is Ken Williams. Well, Ken Williams, welcome to episode of Coffee with Steve.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me on, Steve. I appreciate it.
Well, Ken, I'm just so excited that you're here. You have been with Salty Earth Pictures before there was a Salty Earth Pictures. I mean, you really started this right along with us, and we're so grateful for that. And I guess a question is, what has kind of kept you coming back? I mean, it hasn't been easy all the time, but we sure appreciate it. And why do you keep coming back, Ken?
Uh, Mainly because you keep bringing me back. I mean, that's the shortest and easiest answer. It's a pleasure to be a part of. It's being around a group of people that I enjoy working with, and it's working on things that I certainly love talking about. So uh, it allows me to do what I love to do. But you know as well as anyone, this industry is hard to break into, and I have a family, and I want to stay in Wisconsin, and in order for me to work and film here would mean I would have to not see my family very much. And working with you and with a family focused studio means I get to be on film and still see my family.
I thought you were going to say because I'm your brother-in-law and there's no way you could say no. And
Well, that plus, holidays would be really difficult if I said no.
that,
And
that's
it'd
right.
be difficult for you if you didn't bring me on. I'd just
That's
stay
right.
with
It's
you.
like that's a two-way street there. Can you can you share a favorite moment or two? I mean, Ken, you've been in every Salty Earth Pictures movie, and I'm
Wow.
kind of proud of that. I'm glad that you are. Can you share a favorite moment or two from maybe some of the experiences that you've had?
Well, uh, so many experiences, from the first, and not just the film, but the fifth. Fifth Pew from the Front series, and working in that little garage in Lake Mills with one wall unit for an air conditioner that we had to turn off because it was too loud, and thinking about the amount of electricity that must have been utilized during those early days when you had the big 5K lights, and we had to have 30,000 lights running just to be able to light the set, and that huge parachute that we put over top. But honestly, those were some of the most fun times because we were piecing together whatever we could to make the shot look as good as possible. And what you did with what you had was no short of nothing short of a miracle. But to think about where you've got to now, right? This last film, your director of photography, Jessica, was using two lights that were cordless, right? I mean, think of what technology has allowed filmmakers like yourself to be able to do and show to the world and not have to spend an arm and a leg to do it. It's nice to have the money, but you don't have to spend the arm and a leg to do it, and you don't have to run up your electric bill too high.
Yeah, and the way, as you and I were just talking the other day, the way this latest movie is looking is it's amazing how close you can get to high-end quality filmmaking now with the tools that are available. It's just going to be beautiful, and that's
It's
exciting.
fantastic. Yeah.
Um,
I,
Go ahead.
as far as other favorite moments, I mean, Frank the PI was a fun piece because I got to sit there and give bad news and just be a moment. It's always fun to beat people up on camera. So the open door was a lot of fun to be able to be a thug and a ruffian. I think what I like best about what you've allowed me to do is I do have a tendency to play the heavies, but you have also given me opportunities like Tony to not necessarily be the bad guy, but to start to move in other directions. I think if you look at all the characters I played, there've been a lot of differences between them. You know,
Mhm.
even the bad guys, some were bumbling and some were much more menacing. So I appreciate those opportunities too.
And by the way, Ken is one of the inside people pushing for a Salt the Earth Pictures Western someday. So he's the one to lobby if you're.
That's all I want before I die is to be in a Western. That's it. And have a six gun on my hip. That's all I want.
All right. Well, we'll try to see if we can get that to happen. Um, Ken, so you know, you've been involved since the beginning. We want you, God willing, involved as long as there is a Salty Earth Pictures. What's sort of your prayer for this movie ministry, as we like to call it?
Well, to keep doing what it's doing, right? I mean, it's grown exponentially in the last 10 years, especially, but in the last 5 years,
Mm.
the leaps and the bounds that you've taken. I mean, yeah, for those of you that don't know, and I don't know, and if you've ever done one of these coffee talks with Steve, where you've shown them or taken a little historical tour from, your basement where you were doing puppet work for Movie Critters Big Picture to the garage where literally right off screen, right, we'd be filming a scene that was supposed to be set in summer, and you were looking at Christmas decorations which were going to be brought in. That was the storage space that were going to be brought in for the next scene, to this amazing studio that God has gifted you through the grace of other people's offerings, that you can have storage space and movie set space and spaces for your equipment, all in different areas, so you don't feel like you're on top of each other. Plus spaces for the actors and the crew to get away from the craziness and take a moment and compose themselves. I think it's truly a blessing. So my prayer is that it continues to grow, that we see this move out of the Midwest, and it's starting to move west and move east and down to the Southwest, and see more people appreciate what your guerrilla style of filmmaking is, because that's essentially what it is, right? I mean, you're running on anybody would say it's a lot of money, but compared to big pictures, it's a micro budget that you're working on, and you're making things happen with that micro budget, and the word's getting out there. So my prayer is for you to continue doing what you're doing and to continue to get better at your craft so that the rest of us can get better at ours.
Mhm. I always like to say that it's we pretty much make these movies on the catering budget of most
Right.
Hollywood movies.
Right.
But the neat thing is, and I've mentioned this before too, is what God has done for us is He's multiplied that by four all the time at the time because of the
Mm.
volunteerism and the gifts in kind that come in that just like, well, for instance, with the last two movies, basically getting a town in northern Wisconsin
Right.
to use, that type thing is just unheard of, and it's
Not
amazing.
just a town, but a beautiful town
Mhm.
with gorgeous buildings that are cinematic that make you want to film there, right?
Exactly. So it's such an amazing. We call them the God winks that we get constantly on our pictures. I know you were with us in Journey to Paradise, one of our first, and it just started snowing at the right moment for a
Right.
scene, and Hollywood would have had the machines there waiting and spent thousands of dollars, and our gaffer in the sky provided it for us, so that was wonderful.
God is the best grip, no doubt
That's
about
right.
that.
That's right. Now you've haven't seen one by one completed yet. You played a really key role. I'm so excited about sort of the detective pool in this movie. Do you think one by one, from what you've seen, heard, been involved in, is kind of a next level, a stair up for us as we approach its release this fall?
I think you're a storyteller at heart, right? And sometimes it takes you uh and not just you, I mean anybody who's a storyteller, it takes a while to find where they tell the best stories. And I think this is the type of story you tell well. Somebody else's story that you can then share with the world. And I think that's what this is, right? You saw what this guy went through, what this guy did, and you took this amazing story, and whereas in a lot of instances the heart can be taken out of it
Mhm.
for dramatic effect, you kept it in. And I think that's the important part, is that this isn't about what he did as a cop, it's what changed him as a cop and how his faith grew as a cop, and then turned him to this life of service. And I think that's what's most important. So I think yes, I think people, if they enjoyed the last couple of movies, this one is going to be another leap forward in production value and in writing and in acting. What a great group of actors you had for this movie. So yeah, I think it's right in line with the mission of Salty Earth and in changing hearts and minds. And this will be one of those movies that I think will get you out there even well, Salty Earth out there even more, right? Because you don't do it for Steve Zambo's sake, you do it for the glory of God, and you do it to get Salty Earth so you can open up more people's eyes. And I think that's where this is headed.
And that's what's been such a blessing about this whole thing, Ken, is that everybody is all in. Sometimes it's small parts, sometimes it's big parts. Sometimes you got people like Kurt and Bill and Jeff who are willing to paint 1 minute, and it's such a blessing that people are all in this for mission work, and you've been a major leader in all of that, and we so appreciate you and thank you very much for all that you do.
I can honestly say that if there were times I was frustrated with you, or I know other people are frustrated with you, it's because we want to do more,
Mhm.
right? That's it. And I can say that with all honesty, that if there's any time where we're frustrated, it's because we don't feel like we're doing enough for you.
Oh my
And and you take on so much on yourself, that we see that, and we just want to help you more. That's so that should tell you the kind of level of respect that we have for you and love we have for you as the person who's guiding this light, who's the torch for this company, because we want to do more. We want to be around it more. We want to help you more. We want to help you grow.
I'm glad we got this on tape for on this. That's great. I have to use that against you, Ken, because no, we so appreciate you. Thank you, Ken, for taking the time, and we sure look forward to you getting to see this movie and starting the next one or two that we're cooking up.
Fantastic. I can't wait to get out to Arizona and shoot that Western.
All right, take care, Ken.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Ken. You can be sure that you'll be seeing Ken again in our Salty Earth Pictures movies. You have a chance to see him this fall in One by One. Don't forget that tickets are currently available for the premiere of One by One, which will be held in November, on the 8th of November at the Fireside Theater in Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin. There's a gold package, which includes the wonderful spread that the Fireside puts out as far as food. It's just fantastic. And there's a white package if you can only make the screening and then the presentation and talk back. So Be sure to go to saltyearthpictures.org store and look for either the gold or white package on those. We will also be starting to schedule regional premieres and screenings of the movie throughout the end of this year and throughout all of next year. So if you're interested in that, please let us know. We'll also be posting as it gets closer to the fall where some of the locations that are coming online will be. Also, hey, one more pitch for the Salty Earth Pictures t-shirt. All right. You can get that also at our studio store where you can be proud to be someone that's out there salting the world. All right. Hey, I'd like to leave you today with a brief text from First Peter chapter 5, verses 6 and 7. It says, "Humble yourself, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, so that at the proper time he may exalt you. Cast all your anxieties on him, because he cares for you." He, the Alpha, the Omega, the creator of the world, uh, God cares for you and me. What a blessing. Hey, thanks so much for joining us on this episode of Coffee with Steve. We'll see you next time.